Whoever's on the line, you need to unblock your number. Did you get that?
I'm on the line, and I'm not going to unblock my number because I don't want Dusty Betas calling my phone. This is Cynthia.
I'm the only person who would have your number. There's nothing dusty or beta about me.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not even sure why your audience wants me to call in.
You've spent a very, very long time trying to get a hold of me for reasons I don't understand.
Jason, if I wanted to get a hold of you, I would have found your email and emailed you. Anybody who watches me should know I don't hide anything.
You've literally
when I want to get in touch with somebody, I get in touch with them directly.
Well, you called tonight.
If I want to make comments about them, I make comments about them.
You called tonight, so clearly you wanted to. You spent years trying to do it. You've messaged me before asking to, and I declined it. I
haven't messaged you before.
Okay.
I've never messaged you. When?
Okay. I got only one.
When have I ever messaged you?
I've only got one question that I'd like to ask.
Go ahead.
I'd like to ask you. And I want to send this out to everybody listening right now. Cynthia, who spent so much time and tried so many different ways to get my attention. Cynthia,
nobody tried getting your attention.
Cynthia,
if you're going to put false lies out, I'm just going to hang up because I don't have time for that. I never tried to get your attention. If I wanted it, I would do what I did tonight. And
I only want to ask one question. Cynthia,
go ahead.
I will be very glad to show you my face if you can show us your edges. If you do that right now, I will post a video so people can see.
Can you show me your intellect? How about that? Can you show me your intellect?
Cynthia, yes, I will show you whatever you want.
I'm waiting for a man to show his intellect.
And I'm waiting to see your roots.
Masculinity, not talk about hair and makeup.
And
do you work for the Bronner Brothers? I just have to ask that question.
Dear,
do you work for the Bronner Brothers?
Yes, I can get a license, sure. Whichever you prefer.
Okay, that's why. That's probably why.
Okay.
Because I know most
Cynthia,
men
can we see your roots?
who are closet homosexuals, they focus on hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Well, you know what? I just want to see your roots. I just want to see your roots.
Now it makes sense. Are you really that concerned with my edges, Jason Black, or do you have something else to get off your mind?
Cynthia, it's just that I'm bald-headed.
If you have something else to get off your chest, that's fine.
Cynthia, I'm bald.
But I didn't know we were discussing hair and makeup.
Okay, well, I'm just saying is that I'm bald and I'm black, and you're bald and I'm black and you're black too, and I just don't want people to confuse us as being brother and brother. I want them to see us as brother and sister. So I don't want them to see two bald black
Nobody would confuse me with you because I'm miles ahead of you intellectually. That's why you're wasting time talking about hair rather than getting to the actual intellectual points. Now, people said I was afraid of that word. Where's the word? Because we can talk about hair all day. That's trivial.
No, we
but
can't.
I'm trying to figure out where's this intellectual word.
No, the problem is we can't talk about hair all day. I can talk about hair all day. You can only talk about it for about 2 seconds.
But you brought up the topic. You brought up the topic. I thought I was coming in here for some intellectual work.
Yes.
Somebody in the chat room said that I was afraid to get that work. Yes. Where's it at?
This is the root of your hatred and your venom. When you look in the mirror, you see a black male, and you're very angry because you can't alter it.
No, when I look at black men today, I see black women because they're very feminine, and I suspect you're no different. That's why you're wasting time.
But you're very masculine
and talking about what all dusty beta males talk about.
But Cynthia,
again,
if you took off
where is the intellect, Jason Black? Because it doesn't require intellect.
If she took off that headband wig, she would look like RuPaul. She's talking about how black men are feminine. She looks masculine.
I need some. You can do that.
You look like RuPaul without that thing. Why
I
don't
have
you
someone
just
that
make
wants
it
me to promote it, so I can send you a couple bundles if you really want to. And I can say some edges for you, too.
Dear, I don't
Or
think
maybe you prefer man weave. Or maybe you prefer man weave, which is what a lot of these other dusty beta males are starting to do. They're starting to wear man weave because they're so obsessed with it, which I suspected. You probably wear it, too.
You know what? At least I could wear a weave. Unlike you, at least I could wear one. They could sew one in.
Anybody can, genius.
Okay,
Anybody can, genius.
No.
You don't have to have hair to put on a weave, dum-dum.
The difference is they could sew mine in.
The thing of it is where is your intellect? You don't even have the intellect to know that you don't need to possess any hair to wear a wig.
No, dear, they could sew
mine in.
Where is
this intellectual work I'm supposed to be getting?
They could actually sew in my weave. They couldn't sew yours in. They'd have to just get super glue and tack it on. They could actually sew mine in if I were inclined to wear it.
Be that as it may, where is this intellect and this work that your followers,
that was a knockout.
Brigade, talk so much about?
That was a knockout, by the way. What I just said, by the way, that was a knockout, by the way.
That's fine, Jason Black. Where is the intellect? That's what I called in for. Your little dusty chat room had a lot to say about, nobody wants Jason Black's intellectual work. They say that about your dusty comrade Tariq too, and he could only talk about hair and makeup too. So I'm trying to figure out where is the intellectual black men who are going to face me intellectually rather than talking about cosmetics.
Would you like to know what type of tampons
I wear too? Would you like to know what type of tampons I wear?
I don't believe you.
You want to know my bra size?
I don't believe you.
Would you like to know the type of deodorant I wear? Do I wear a secret or a degree? I can tell you those two since you're so concerned with makeup
until you can prove that your head doesn't look like mine. I don't believe you wear a bra or tampons or anything else. So far, we haven't proven you're not a man.
You probably wear one though. You probably wear one. That's really why you don't want to show yourself, because you moonlight as a transsexual. That's why. You probably dress up like those other insecure men who have no masculinity, who like to sit up and put on garter belts and thongs at night and wigs and pretend to be women. Is that really why you don't want to show yourself, Jason Black, because you know somebody's going to out you? I think it might be.
She is very triggered. She is very
triggered. You should stop. Here's the thing.
Do you all see how, I've muted her right quick. Do you all see how triggered she is now? Do you all see how upset she is? Because let me just tell you, before now, Tariq is a nice guy. You all know it. Just listen to him. He's very polite. He's very soft-spoken. He's very mild-mannered. Tariq is a very polite dude. Jason Black damn sure ain't. So I just go straight to this. Yeah, if I need to go for the jugular, I can. Mr. Nice Guy, yeah,
you can try. You can make up stuff like other people do, but I mean it's not gonna affect me. But sure, go ahead. You're gonna come with the same.
She has literally spent years trying to get my attention, trying to do whatever she could. Well, tonight she got my attention, and now all of a sudden she don't want it anymore. Let's see you, Jason. Okay, now she doesn't want to talk about seeing me anymore. You all thought that was going to go one way. You see where this went totally off the rails, huh? Yeah, all of a sudden she don't want to see me no more.
Brain, if you can. You're taking remedial topics about cosmetics. Where is the intellect? I'm waiting to get that work.
I don't think you deserve intellect.
You don't have intellect. That's why. You don't think I deserve it because you can't match it. Because if you could match it, you would say, hey, I disagree with this. Like, I'm going to tell you what I disagree with. You know what I disagree with? Because it's false. The notion that black women are the reason that black men are not stepping up.
I have no desire to do that.
Because they're not men.
Not going to discuss that with you.
You're sitting on here.
You are not the person we will discuss that with. You see, if it were somebody else, they would deserve to have a discussion, a intellectual, thoughtful debate, but not you. If it were someone else, I would speak. If it were someone else, I would debate. If it were someone else, I would talk, but not you. Because you see, the problem that we have is that we have allowed bitter, broken broads to cobble together on the internet with their bitter, broken ways. And I'm firmly convinced, Cynthia, that if you actually had a head full of hair, you'd be a much nicer, congenial person and not so bitter.
Black women are feminism. They're single mothers.
By the way, I keep muting her. She's literally back there just talking and stuff. And that's what she does. Period. Simple. Now, we can ask different questions. We could ask different questions like about that white man. Now, we could ask different questions, like about that white man. We could ask about that.
You disagree with?
We could definitely ask about that white man, you and him. Could we ask a few questions?
There is no white man. There is and never was a white man. Produce a picture of a white man. What was his name, Jason? And where was he located at? And when did I so-called be with him? Are you spreading rumors like a gossip girl?
Very interesting. So now she doesn't want to claim him.
Are you spreading rumors now, Jason? Are you a mean girl?
She already put the video out. Now she doesn't want to claim the white man anymore. She already put the video out. Now she don't want to claim him. She's going to say that she had clandestine ulterior motives for doing it. Now she doesn't want to claim him. Interesting.
I never said that. I never said any of that. Again, gossip girl spread rumors.
Okay.
So prove it. So I'll say if there's a white man, prove it.
Cynthia, there's only one thing people need to remember. I would never in my life call you. I would never call you to speak to you.
Since you're so intellectual, if you can put a documentary together, surely you can prove whatever rumor you're spreading. Surely you can prove it. So prove it. What was his name?
Brothers
what
and
did
sisters,
he look like?
Cynthia already made the video where she admitted to doing it. Now she tried to play it off as if there were ulterior motives for doing it, but she already made the video for doing it.
I said I never dated a white man, and I never.
Brothers and sisters, you see what really happens, the real problem that you run into is that when that goes together, what they really think, they forget the internet is immortal. That's the problem. It's immortal. And they kind of get stuck on that. But Cynthia, I would never in life call you, ever, for any reason. I would never call you.
I don't care. I called you. So
and you know why? Because I'm relevant and you're not.
No, because you were referencing me in the video, genius. That's why.
I never referenced you.
Because you clearly sit up and watch my videos on the low. Because if you were not, you would not be trying to misquote one of them. So you may not be calling me, but I promise you watch more of my videos.
First she said there wasn't a white man. Now she's saying, well, you misquoted the video. First she said there was no video. Now she's saying, oh, you're misquoting the video. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. This is pathetic, Cynthia. I thought you were going to be a harder target than this. Actually, no, I didn't think you were going to be a harder target than this. Cynthia,
let me explain something.
I would like to give you an all expenses paid trip to go and see my friend Mona Lachey. I would like to give you a trip to go see her. Now, Mona doesn't have a bunch of experience with bald-head women, but she does have quite the wealth of experience with bald-head men. And now, we can't size up your hair because there's not enough to work with. But if you do have a goatee, and I got to tell you, I saw some whiskers in one of your pictures once there, we might be able to edge up that chin.
What point are you trying to prove? Because if I wanted a white man, I'd have 10 of them, and you can best believe that dominating you, and each one of those white men would have more power than you. You're clearly jealous and insecure about white men, and rightfully so, because he's dominating you. That's why you want to walk around and compete.
Well, this didn't go the way she intended for it to at all, did it?
A white man, please. You know those little dusty rumors don't work here.
No, I'm not going to change the graphic on the screen. I mean, she's got as much hair on her chin as Dax does. I mean, at least there. Anyway, Cynthia, was there anything else you want to say, by all means?
Yeah, when are you going to stop being a dusty coward and show yourself?
When I can see your head,
you can
see my face.
Oh, yeah. Well, you showing yourself shouldn't depend on me, because guess what? I'll do whatever I want to regardless to you. Regardless to what you're saying.
When we can see your locks.
You spread, because I don't need to base
you'll see my
anything
face.
off of you. I don't need to base anything off of you.
You need my affirmation.
You're following this Remedial.
Then why are you calling me?
You have a bunch of effeminized, dusty beta males who can't be males and who suck white dick on the road.
And yet you're calling, and yet you fought to call me.
Because when you were touring that house of Jared Taylor, you were probably on your knees gobbling up dick and balls.
And yet
that's why Jared Taylor allowed you in there, because he was thug hunting you. You were his little plantation buck. He had you bent over the table,
And yet she has literally spent the last 2 years attempting to speak to me. She says all that, and yet she spent the last 2 years trying to talk to me. Amazingly enough, okay, let's just say that everything she just said was true. I'm the center of dustiness, and everybody on my channel is whacked out and dusty and bummy and beta max and whatever. Okay, fine. Then why has she fought so hard to get a hold of me? Why did she fight to call me up tonight? She got blocked by the mods to the point I had to tell the mods, stop or I'm gonna block y'all. She literally has sat here this whole time that I've been vamping on and replaying Dr. Clark and everything. That's why she was blocked. She's waited and been blocked over and over again to go through all of that to finally say this. And yet I'm so irrelevant and so detestable that she's fought to speak to me. And by the way, I would never in life call her up to speak to her for any reason. I took a look at the top of her head and all I saw was sweet chin music. No, there was no way I'm gonna do that.
Dusty friends, and then you use them just like you're using them now. So stop it. You're the irrelevant one. That's why you're sitting up here trying to focus on somebody's edges when you should be focusing on trying to not die should you get pulled over by police who wants to take your life. That's why you're an irrelevant, dusty beta male, and you'll always be the white man's bitch because rather than trying to not be his bitch, you're focusing.
Boy, she sure is triggered, isn't she? I mean, have you all ever heard her like this before, ever? Has Cynthia ever gone off like this? Ever in life? She just hung up the phone, by the way. Have you all ever heard her go off like this ever in life? Ever. I haven't. She spent all this time wanting to talk to me. She finally got to talk to me after all this crap talking, and now she didn't want to talk to me anymore. I guess you all figured this show yourself Jason conversation was going to go a little bit differently than that. I guess you all figured it was going to be the knockout punch. No, dear, you'll see my face when we can see your locks. I think that's fair. Just saying. Oh yeah, tonight she confirmed the white man. Just saying. People back on the line here. I don't even want to take any more calls. I'm not going to take any more phone calls tonight. Let me go ahead and shut that down. I'm sorry. I even put the number in the chat, as a matter of fact. Now we're going to have people call. I'm going to have to get another number. I'm going to have to get another number now. Yeah. You all didn't think the conversation, if it ever did go down, you didn't think it was gonna go like that, did you? Simple case in point, don't go getting on my bad side about it. Jason's the nice guy, Jason's the intellectual, yeah. You really don't want to play that game with me. Let's just keep it something else. You all thought it was going to be more of a fight than that. Just tell the truth. You really thought it was going to be more of a fight than that. You really thought it was going to be tougher. I would never in life call you. You don't deserve to speak to an intellectual person because you are not an intellectual person. You are a traitor. You are mentally and emotionally broken. And I don't have a problem with that, but you are mentally and emotionally broken. And until you can get fixed, that's going to be different. By the way, in the chat room, you said the tension was sexual. Yeah, do you see how passionate she was? I mean, she was just passionate. It was, man, if I could get my hands on you, Jason Black, if I could just grab you and hold you, and if I could just, ooh. Yes, I sensed sexual tension. I certainly did. No, she doesn't sound like a fan. She sounds like a stalker. Just saying. No, my dear, you really don't want it. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a good idea. I know it does with people. It seems like a good idea. It seems like the thing to do. But trust me, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that heat by any definition. You don't really want it. Because you listen to him and, oh, Jason Black speaks with this nice, articulate, genteel tone, and certainly all I have to do is belligerence my way through it. No, I don't need 3 hours to cut you up. I just need 2 sentences and an adjective. And I'll slice and dice. If it really comes down to it. I don't need 50 videos and 30 minutes to do what I gotta do. Give me 2 sentences of an adverb and an adjective, and I'll take care of this. If you want to debate, we can debate. If you want to make this about cracking in the dozens, we can do that too, but it ain't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. It ain't really gonna go like that. Not really. So for those of you who've been waiting at long last for the confrontation between Cynthia G and Jason Black, well, you finally had it. It just didn't go the way folk thought it was gonna go. And yes, they're gonna take this and cut it up and repost it and everything else. No problem whatsoever. Doesn't bother me. It is what it is, what it is. I know. You hear the way I talk and you figure you can take the kid. My name's Jason Black. You don't really want it. Not really. You don't really want it. It just seems like you want it. You don't really want it. And understand something. I am a student of Photoshop. You don't really want me to go there with it. By the way, you don't really want me to. And nobody can accuse me of being mean to her. She has literally stalked me for years. Literally stalked me for years now. With folks sitting up here, people keep sending me things. I'm like, okay, I tell people in my messages in Facebook, don't send me links to stuff. She's been doing this for years. Okay, tonight she's stalking the chat room. That's not really the way you want it to be. I know it seems like a good idea. You don't really want that. Now, if she wants to call up during the next broadcast, by the way, bring it on. If she wants to call up on the next broadcast, you are absolutely invited to, but I gotta warn you, like Chris Cross said, in my eyes, nigga, you don't want none. And I said that the way I meant it. From where I stand, nigga, you don't want it. You just think you do. Lord have mercy, it smells like money in here.